Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our live feed update for October 2nd. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and I'm here today to update you on everything that happened yesterday on the Big Brother 25 live feeds. It was day 61 in the house. We are approaching the 2/3 mark. Just getting there, getting close to the 2/3 mark. There's still so much left to go. Um, and there's quite a lot from yesterday. It was quite the full day of back and forth. And of course, you know why. We're gonna get straight into it here. Cameron is the HOH. He nominated Mimi and Felicia, with Felicia as his target. He then also won the veto, and then got a little frisky. Started talking about, should I use the veto on Felicia to backdoor Corey? Matt was like, I kind of like this idea. Why do I like this idea? Because it's a terrible idea for Cam. And if Cam takes out Corey, then everyone will be freed up to target Cam next week, which I like. So Matt encouraged Cam to make the move. But Jag does not want that to happen. Jag sees the game differently than Matt does. He wants to maintain the structure that they currently have. Matt wants to kind of blow it up by taking out Cam and moving forward with people like Suri and Blue and all these people separately. So Jag pushed back the night before on day 60. And it seemed like maybe the move wasn't going to happen, or at the very least, there were going to be talks about the move and whether it should happen or not, because Cam was saying he did not want to make the move without the support of both Matt and Jag. So that is what we have coming into the morning of day 61, where we get Suri talking to some people, talking to Felicia, talking through the day. But the real juice of the day is Matt and Jag. They discuss the Corey move some more. Jag is still against it. Matt still kind of wants it. Now I want to try and just like quickly distill the two arguments for why both people either want or don't want this move to happen. Jag feels like if Corey leaves, Blue no longer has Corey to go after. She'll definitely go after Cam. Matt's correct about that. And Suri and all of them, maybe they'll all go after Cam. Maybe everyone, as Matt says, everyone will go after Cam next week. Perfect. What happens when Cam is gone? Who does anybody go after at that point? It's them. America, Blue, Mimi, Felicia, Suri, all of them team up against Matt and Jag. That's how Jag feels about that situation. And maybe they have Bowie, maybe they don't. But the point is that they would basically need to be trading off HOHs. And if they win the HOH to take out Cam themselves, or if they win the HOH the following week, then only one of them can compete in the week after that. And the entire house, the weight of them all come crashing down on them. For Jag, he's right. Jag does not have the relationships with any of those people to prevent that from happening to him. For Matt, he's less concerned about that because Matt does have relationships. Matt has a better relationship with Blue than Jag does. Matt has a great relationship with Suri. Matt has the relationships needed to probably navigate that situation, probably make sure that Jag is the one that leaves if they do get targeted, really probably make sure that Matt might not be targeted at all. And then Matt's kind of then sitting in a really nice spot. That's kind of, I think, Matt's plan. So Jag really doesn't like it. And Jag doesn't want to move forward in that direction. Matt, though, really wants to he really wants to take Cam out. And so he wants to force Cam's hand and make Cam or encourage Cam to make this incorrect move for him. So that everyone targets Cam the next week, and then Matt can work his way in with Suri, work his way in with Blue, and have tendrils everywhere without the threat of both Cam and Corey. He still has Bowie, and just like that, Matt is in a really nice driver's seat position. As long as his social game doesn't fall out from under him, Matt is in a really nice spot to move forward and win the game. It's a little risky because Jag's worry is fair. If they all decide to turn against Matt, then he might be in some trouble. But given Matt's success so far, I think he probably feels comfortable that he can manage to make it through anyway. So that's the argument between the two of them. Matt is not explaining his full side of the argument to Jag. Jag is saying, all of the reasons why he thinks it doesn't make sense, because Jag is operating under the assumption that they're just actually fully working together and not hiding things from each other, which of course has never been the case with Matt and Jag. Matt has always held back. Matt's argument is much more like, but wouldn't it be fun? Like, but can we trust Corey? Corey is in with everyone, so on and so forth. And so they're going to be arguing about that in the morning. Jag is more forceful about his argument. And so it doesn't really feel like it goes anywhere, but it's mostly just Matt kind of like, I guess so, maybe, fine, sure. And there's no real solution to it. In the meantime, Cam has been thinking through his side of this. He tried to pitch this to Matt and Jag. Jag was very against it. Matt wasn't pushing very hard one way or the other in that conversation. And he's starting to think maybe it's not the best idea. Maybe it would be a bit risky, especially if I don't have the support of Matt and Jag. Maybe I shouldn't make the move. So the momentum from the night before is carrying over to day 61. And it feels like the move is not going to be made. He tells Bowie, I don't think I'm going to be making the move anymore. Then he talks to Matt and he says, Matt, I think you guys are probably right. I probably shouldn't make the move. I'm with you. But like, hey, I'm with you. You'd better be with me. And Matt says, yeah, I hear that. because Jag isn't on board. So, we'd have to convince him to be on board if we wanted to make the move. And Cam is like, yeah? Well, hold on. I mean, it's kind of annoying that Jag is protecting Corey like this. He's being selfish, right? Like, he has a relationship with Corey. That's why he's doing this, right? Matt's like, yeah, I see that. I mean, I still think it's a good plan, Cam. And Matt has never been more like devilish, right? Like, knowing that he's trying to lure Cam into a trap, knowing that he's like, oh, Cam, I think it's a good idea to walk into that pit. It's a nice looking pit. And Cam's like, right? I thought so too. I mean, I've got the right there. Blue's not going to target him. Matt's like, yeah, I mean, Blue's going to target him, but still, we can make this move. I think it's a good move, Cam. Jag, he'll just have to deal with it, I think. Cam's like, you're right. We have to do this. I'm going to do this. I make moves. I'm going to take out the biggest target in this house. That's what we're doing. It would be foolish. It would be so bad to not make this move. Matt, you're totally right. Let's go. Jag, you're right. He'll have to deal with it. That's it. The decision is made. We're making the move. Corey's gone. And just like that, Matt has flipped the meter. In the meantime, Cirie has been making more rounds. She talked to America again about working together, moving forward, what to do if they won HOH, so on and so forth. Cirie just continuing. It's tough because Cirie is not making a lot of active game talk, so it's hard to like fully recap all of what she's doing, but just more, Cirie social game is happening. She's trying to set herself up. She's doing the best that she can, making sure that she has the connections needed to pull off the moves that she needs to make at some point. So just continue to track this as the game progresses. Cam talks to Corey. He discussed with Matt, We're not going to tell Corey. We're not going to tell anybody. It's going to be a blindside. It's going to be a blindside. But Cam, he can't really help himself. He goes to Corey. He's like, Corey, what are you thinking of for next week? And they have a long conversation. Corey's talking about how in group settings he has more trouble, but one-on-one he feels like he does fine. Corey tells Cam that probably something like Suri and Mimi would be his nominations. And Cam is like, really? Because Cam knows this is a lie. And Corey's like, yeah. This is in the kitchen. The bathroom comes later. And they talk some more. Cam also has a conversation with America about like, hey, the stuff we talked about, have you told Corey about it? She says, no. Cam is now gonna, have this. Corey tells him it's Suri and Mimi nominations, not even mentioning Blue. He's like, he's lying to me. He's lying to me. Matt is gonna go to Suri and really get the ball rolling on his plan. He tells Suri, I think Cam is considering taking a shot at Corey. You can't tell anyone. Might not happen, but feels like it might happen. She's like, oh, really? This is amazing. He says, yes, me and you in this game, like whatever it is, whatever happens, I want to be with you moving forward. She's like, perfect. So Matt is trying to set up the pieces here. He talks to Jag again and he says, Jag, I really think we should make the move. I really think we should take the shot at Corey. And Jag's like, dude, I really don't think so. And they go back and forth. Again, same arguments. It gets awkward. Because Matt does not push hard. He just, Matt is like, he's like a stone. Like he doesn't move very much. So he's not going to push you very hard, but he's also hard to push. You'll talk at him and he'll repeat back to you what you're saying. And kind of in a way that makes it feel like he's sometimes agreeing with you. But then after an hour of talking to him, he's still not on your side. But sometimes if you push long and hard enough, he'll start to move a little bit. But Matt doesn't push very hard himself. He just takes little snipes here and there. So in his conversations with Jag, where Jag is pushing very hard, he's not able to make a lot of progress with Jag. But Jag doesn't make a lot of progress with him either. So they eventually both talk to Cam. Cam talks to both Matt and Jag, and Cam's like, guys, we have to do this. It's happening. Jag, you need to get on board. And Jag is like, I really think this is bad for us. I mean, Cam, you realize this is bad for you, right? And Matt's like, shh, Jag, stop. Matt, in the conversations with both Cam and Jag, for as good as Matt is, he's very much dedicated to playing the middle in every circumstance, right? It's very much like Michael last year when he got in trouble for advocating one way in private and then another way in private, and then in the group conversation kind of got caught playing the middle. Matt does the same thing. He just doesn't get caught as much. And so in the conversation with both Cam and Jag, he's kind of much more neutral than he was when he was talking just to Cam. And that allows Jag to push really hard against Cam again. And Cam is like, no, dude, we have to do this. It's going to happen. And Cam starts to get annoyed. He starts to get mad. And you can tell that he's very frustrated with Jag. Cam ends up leaving. Matt and Jag talk some more, and they're again kind of arguing. And Jag is like, dude, I need your support in there. I need you to help me out, Matt, because I'm pushing hard. He's pushing hard. It's going to come down to what you decide. Matt, you're making this call, and I need you. So Cam goes and talks to Matt again. And Cam is like, dude, Matt, I need you in there. What the hell? You're the one that convinced me to do this in the first place because I had decided I wouldn't do it. And Matt's like, I do think it's a good idea. I do think we should do it. And Cam is like, yeah, it's just Jag. Jag is becoming a problem, dude. And like, I know you're probably going to talk to him about this, but please don't, because I don't know, like, what do we do about Jag at this point? And Matt's like, I'm not going to talk to him about this. He says, I don't care what else happens. I'm taking Corey out. He is the biggest target in this game. It is happening. I'm putting him on the block. As long as I have you, we have the votes. And so things are getting a little testy. As the question now becomes, and this is what I started talking about last night on the recap, that Jag can be against this move all he wants, but if Cam forces the issue and puts Corey on the block, Corey's basically gone. The 4 votes that Corey would need are the only 4 votes that he can get, which are America, Jag, Bowie, and Matt. If Matt is not on board, that's it. It's also a fairly easy argument to make to Jag to say, hey, we shouldn't keep Corey. Why would we piss off half the house, including Cam, just to keep Corey at this point? There's a lot of good reason for why Matt would be hesitant and not want to make this a 4-3 vote. If Corey goes on the block, he's in serious, serious trouble and very likely to go home. And at this point, the clock is ticking because it's nighttime. And Cam is doing this. If Jag wants to prevent this from happening, he needs to stop it before the night ends, essentially. He'll have maybe a little bit of time, but if Cam spends the night thinking this is what's going to happen and then wakes up tomorrow morning for the veto ceremony that's going to happen fairly soon, I think it's very unlikely that Jag's going to be able to prevent him from making this move. And if Corey goes up on the block, Corey is probably going home. So the clock starts ticking at this point. Is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? Cam talks with both Jag and Matt again after talking with Matt. And Cam tells them, like, I literally just talked to Corey earlier today, and he told me he was putting up Suri and Mimi. I don't believe that for a second. He is bullshitting me. He's a bullshitter. I'm done with him. He's going on the block. And again, this is not a very productive conversation for Jag. And Matt is still not supporting Jag. Matt still wants this to happen. Jag basically at this point is not going to convince Cam himself. He said it to Matt. He needs Matt. He needs to convince Matt. So Corey talks to both Jag and Matt, and Corey tells him about his conversation with Cam from his perspective and how he, told Cam that he would put up Suri and Mimi. And he said he feels kind of good about that conversation. And he says that he really likes the group of us 4 plus Bowie. Him, America, Matt, Jag, Bowie. He really feels like that's the end game. He thinks Mimi is dangerous for the 2 of them, and Blue is dangerous for him, but he is down to do what they need him to do to move forward together. This is a good conversation from Corey, and it's very much what he needed to do in this moment. Obviously, he doesn't know that this is what he needed to do in this moment. I feel like Corey is like, at this point at this stage in the game, like at least 80% bad conversations with people that are a mistake and set people off. But he also is like the 20% good conversations. And this is one of those good conversations. He had a couple of good conversations this night, which were incredibly needed. But the problem is the feeds then go down for the movie. This is they played in the Exorcist competition for the veto. They won the ability for a few of them to go see the movie. So they're going to see the movie, and that's going to take down a huge chunk of time on this clock that is ticking for this back door. And when the feeds come back from the movie, it's late at night. There's only a couple hours really left for anything to happen. And as of right now, the status quo is the move is being made. Corey talks to the cameras. He says he keeps trying to rationalize why it's fine to cuddle with America all the time. But he knows it's terrible for his game. He gets it. He says he needs Blue gone but Matt and Jag are dangerous too. And he knows Matt is good at the game, but he would need Jag to go before Matt, which is very funny because Jag has been pushing so hard for Corey to stay all this time. And Corey is very much not on team Jag and Matt for the long term. Jag's arguments do still make sense in terms of, keeping the house from uniting against them. But if Jag thinks that that's a long-term plan, then he'll have another thing coming toward him. Corey says to the cameras, it's ridiculous that anybody thinks Cam is a good player because he's so not a good player. I'm not saying I'm a good player, he says, but that guy is a mess. And so this is where Corey is standing at this time. Jag talks to Matt again. He says, we shouldn't do this. I'm telling you, we should not do this. And Matt's like, Now, it's worth noting that throughout the day, they've been trying to have these conversations. And the reason why I've mentioned so many different versions of them is because Matt and Jag will talk and then they'll get interrupted. And then they'll go somewhere else and they'll talk and then they'll get interrupted. Usually by Blue. Blue keeps coming in. In fact, there was one particularly egregious situation where Matt and Jag were in the have-not room, the place where people go to talk privately. And Blue wandered around, found them, sat down like, hey, what's up? And Matt literally said to Blue, because he was starting to get very annoyed, he was like, well, we're trying to get on the same, we're trying to have a conversation here. She's like, about what? He's like, about backdooring you, Blue. She's like, ha ha ha, funny. He's like, no, we're just trying to have a conversation. And she's like, yeah, great. So what are we talking about? And then she's in there for hours before she gets out, and they still can't talk. And Matt is getting very frustrated by Blue. And so Jag is trying to talk to Matt. He says, we should not do this. He says, for Cam, it doesn't even make any sense. With Corey gone, everyone is after Cam. And that's when Cam comes into the conversation. There's another piece that Jag has added to the argument with Matt, which is, I don't trust Blue. I think that Blue is more likely to come after us than Corey is. If Corey is gone, Blue has no more targets. Blue is going to try and run with Suri. And now he's starting to hit some of Matt's sensitive points. Because Matt's biggest concern in the game, one of his biggest concerns in the game, is how close Blue is with Suri. He wants Suri to himself. He wanted Jared out so that he could have Suri to himself. But after Jared left, Blue got really close to Suri. He's been talking about this a lot. He does not like how close Blue is with Suri. He's now getting really frustrated that Blue keeps interrupting their conversations. And now Jag is pointing out, hey, we are doing Blue's dirty work by taking out Corey. And once we do, she has nowhere else to look but at us. She is going to turn on us. And I think this is what starts to chip away at Matt's resolve to make this move happen. So by the time Cam joins their conversation again, post-movie, Matt is a little bit less neutral in the conversation. It's only by subtleties, but a little less neutral. And Jag starts arguing with Cam again. He says, Cam, listen to me. If you evict Corey, you are definitely going on the block next week. And he's right. And Matt, at this point, finally lets it go. And he says, Cam, that's true. That's true. It's a bad move for you. If you target Corey, you're in trouble next week. And Cam is like, what do you mean? How is that true? I think the opposite is true. How do you not see it this way? I'm not going after Blue. He's not. Corey's not going after Blue. He's going after me. If I leave Corey in the game, Corey comes at me. Everyone comes at me. Matt's like, They get interrupted again, this time by both Corey and America. And at this point, I was like, ooh, Corey, you may have just interrupted the thing that saves your life. Might not have wanted to do that, but they're in this conversation for a while. Now, it's worth pointing out, a lot of people are talking about Diary Room. Cam is very much still obviously wanting to target Corey right now, post Diary Room. And he's like very against both Matt and Jag, trying to convince him otherwise. So Corey and America are in this conversation, and they're sticking around for a while. Eventually, America leaves, then Matt leaves, and then Jag leaves, and it's just Cam and Corey. And Matt and Jag are going upstairs. So now we're getting two conversations at the same time. One is Matt and Jag upstairs. One is Cam and Corey downstairs. Upstairs, Matt and Jag continue to argue about the move. Jag says, honestly, I'm done with Cam. If he puts up Corey, I'm gonna put him up next week. Like I'm done with him. This is so ridiculous. Jag says, Matt, this falls on you. If you tell him to make the move, he'll make the move. If you tell him not to make the move, he won't make the move. I need you, Matt. I need you. Matt says, yeah, Corey is trying to be cool with us. And Jag's like, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. And he's slowly making progress with Matt. And he says, and Cam is just so obviously very wrong. Blue is 100% going to take the shot. And Matt's like, yeah, that's true. Like, what happens if Blue does win? Matt says, she takes the shot at Corey because I kind of want her to take the shot at Cam. And Jag says, well, listen, we can see at that point. But the point is that Corey's not going to make any move without the support of us. So we can guide him and Blue into whatever we want with them both still in the game. Jag says, the longer we can stall going to war, the better for us. If we declare war now, we still have so much time until the end. Jag says, I need you to back me up, Matt. It is up to you to say we need to get Felicia out. If he look, if he does it anyway and he puts Corey up, we can still save Corey against Mimi. And at that point, we're basically either choosing to rock with Cam or cut him off. So Jag, he's kind of won Matt upstairs. Downstairs, Cam is talking to Corey. He goes, Corey, why Suri and Mimi and not Blue? Corey goes, well, I don't know. I just feel like Blue is a half measure against Matt and Jag, and I don't want to piss them off. I really trust Matt and Jag. They're really important to my game. He says, you feel like by taking a shot at Blue, you're taking a shot at Matt and Jag. Says, kind of, yeah. But I mean, I do feel uncomfortable saying her name in general. I just don't want to getting it back to her. Cam says, I'm just confused about Suri and Mimi. He says, well, every threat in the game is like a person that I feel close to, people I consider my closest allies. I did nominate Blue already, so it's like Kim says, yeah, that's why I don't get why she doesn't seem like a threat to you. She says, she is a threat to me. So why Suri and Mimi? I'm worried about the ramifications. I mean, straight up, honestly, that's probably what I'm doing. He finally admits it. Cam says, well, lead with that next time, dude, because you've been really confusing to me. He says, I don't want to make a move for the sake of making a big move. I want it to make sense. Cam says, a big move is someone that's connected. And Corey says, yes, exactly. That's why you are not a big move, Cam. Cam says, well, stop being confusing then. Be upfront with me. I will back you if you want to make a move like that. And they start talking about whether Corey and America can operate independently, whether they can keep secrets from each other, so on and so forth. He's really concerned about that. Cam leaves this conversation, and Corey says to the cameras, well, I'm glad we can at least keep the lines of communication open. Man, that dude is nuts. He has no idea what he just did. Cam goes upstairs and talks to Matt and Jag. He says, okay, I talked to Corey about whether him and America can keep a secret from each other. I also asked him about the Serene Mimi noms. And he what he said is that he didn't want to piss off the two of you, which is why he hasn't been telling me that he's targeting Blue. But I kind of believe that he might do it now. And Jag is like, that's exactly what we've just been talking about. As soon as we give the go-ahead, he will make the move. That's exactly the thing about Corey. He will need support to make a move. He's not going to make a big move without it making sense. And in order for it to make sense, he needs support. He can't make the move against anybody, including you, without us supporting him. Cam's like, you're right, but you have to see it from my angle. I'm a bit apprehensive about putting all of my trust in the two of you. To put my shield down and go all in against Felicia when I have this in my crosshairs? Like, we'll be taking a big leap of faith to make to do this. I'll be taking a big leap of faith that people will go against each other in this game, and that's the biggest risk that you can take. And if I don't make this move, it'll be for y'all, not for me. Jack says, honestly, I think Corey is more easily persuaded than someone like Blue who has her own agenda. I truly do not think Corey wants you gone this week. Cam says, okay, well, what about Suri, Mimi, America? What happens when they win HOH? Who do they go after? Jack says, that's why I think we should target Mimi next. Cam's like, do you really think we'd have Corey's support if we go on the block? Jack's like, yes. I don't think so. Jack says, I think we need to be more worried about Blue. I think Blue is more likely to take a shot at you than Corey. Cam's like, okay, fine. You talked me off the ledge. I'm all in with the three of us. I won't make the move. Jack's like, thank you. And of course, through all of this, Matt is actually supporting Jag. And Corey and Cam has already kind of softened on Corey because Corey finally admitted that he was targeting Blue. And it seems like, okay, that's it. The flip, the back door is off. Jag is like, okay, great. And then he leaves. He leaves the room with Matt and Cam. And as soon as he leaves, Cam says, now that he's gone, I'm using it. Matt's like, what? I'm saying, now that he's gone, I'm using the veto. Now I'm just you. No, I'm not gonna. How are you feeling, Matt? Matt says, I've just been frustrated. I've just been frustrated with Blue all day. Because she won't let us talk alone. It's so annoying. Matt says, what Jag is saying is true, by the way. If you take out Corey right now, every single person in the house is coming after you. And he talks more about how Felicia is going super hard against Cam. And he's actually supporting Jag's position. He's been convinced this is the move. The back door is off for now. And that's the night. And then Corey and America make out. And I'm just like, no. So close to being free of that. But listen, there's still time today. There's still time this morning. The veto ceremony has not happened yet. There's more than a decent chance that Cam could just wake up this morning and go, you know what? Screw it. Corey's going on the block. So do not count your chickens before they hatch here. But that's about what we have for today. I will be back later tonight with the roundtable, which should be interesting. Quite the roller coaster of ratings this week. So tune in tonight. I will release the survey after this podcast. So if you want to check out all of the, to rate the players in the week and all that, check out the survey over on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram posting climbing stuff. And tomorrow morning, I'll be back 11 a.m. Eastern to update you on everything that happens today on the Big Brother 25 live feeds. And then tomorrow night is the episode. Yeah, the roundtable's tonight because the episode is tomorrow night. It's a change in schedule for the episodes, which means a change in schedule for the roundtable. The roundtable will be 8:30 p.m. Eastern tonight. So keep your eyes peeled because this flip could still happen. But for now, it seems to be dead. So we'll see about that. And that's about it. That's what I got for you. I'm going to head over to the Jared exit interview, and we'll have that for you later today as well. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you all so much for joining me here today, and I will see all of you next time.